results instantly. Okay, we have one workshop, two workshops, three workshops, and yeah, now we expect people to start acting on the arguments we gave them during those workshops. That's too optimistic, and we all know that the world doesn't function like that. But if we continue to do it, how they say, repeatedly, I think that in the long run we would get certain results. At least change the view of public about philosophy, because at the moment philosophy seems like, in public eyes, we are totally not doing anything which is good for us.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
we are sufficient.
I think we need to differentiate two different scenarios. First scenario is that we have a status quo, and then we need to like enlighten the public. But there's also another scenario where the public degrades its rational capabilities. So you may need to put out the fire. So I think there's two different discussions about it. The first one is obviously this kind of romantic philosophical position, what the philosopher should do. But the second one is more urgent, I think, regarding going to this crisis of democracy and political institutions.
There seems to be this idea that philosophy is higher up in the hierarchy, and then it has this sort of obligation to educate the public, which is less knowing, and like philosophers have this sort of deep and innate knowledge, which then needs to be used to make the public more rational. But sort of the greatest example of philosophy actually managing to influence other people was postmodernism, which has a ton of flaws, clearly. But it was basically a bunch of philosophers doing philosophy, but producing theories which then proved applicable for other fields of study. It's like we used the example of how theory of literature you used for the theories put out by Foucault or Derrida. They didn't try to force their field of work onto other sort of disciplines to educate them or to make them more critical. It just sort of happened in a relatively natural way. This idea that philosophy should impose itself upon other sectors of society also seems kind of, it's very obviously comes from a very privileged perspective where you have some philosophers sitting at a round table thinking about how they can enlighten the world with their knowledge, how they can be more relevant in the world, and how the world can stop harboring negative feelings towards us. The point is to actually produce something which the world will itself be invaluable.
Yeah, I mean, this whole focus on like this concept of public is like deeply problematic. I mean, like what I don't, I will more explore the possibility of looking at the world without saying there is this thing public, and then whether we engage in it or not. I mean, I would more look like into the reality of society in the sense that it is very historical. It is like institutionally and discursively very formatted thing. Nothing like public, and then like more asking not where like what should philosophers do because they feel they should go and do it, but more like where in this kind of really existing society something that needs philosophical practice or already engages in a kind of philosophical practice happens. And I feel that it happens all the time in many places, and that there like some kind of philosophical work is already going on. And then it's only a question whether the people that are like educated as philosophers are going to step out of their like bubbles and engage in these realities or not. I mean, for whatever purposes. I mean, the most bourgeois and the reactionary ones or not. I mean, I'm not saying, but just more that the reality of society has its own need for philosophical practices in real particular situations, and not like this kind of public which is ignorant or not ignorant.
Yes, I wanted to ask, when you say we will get results, I'm not sure I understand what results. What would be like a good result of a good public philosopher, and how would you measure your efficiency?
In the results would be visible in the way how people discuss certain topics. Because like at the moment when you watch any political debate, there is no discussion. That's not a debate. It's insulting each other. Any situation like American presidential elections, Croatian, wherever you look, you will always see in the presidential debates that the participants are arguing, insulting each other. There is no debate. And the public sees that and doesn't react. Positive result would be if the public would somehow show its discontent with that situation. That would be some kind of positive result. I know. I think I'm probably for sure romanticizing a little bit about the whole idea, but I think that's not. It's not necessarily a bad thing because it sets the goals a bit higher, and if you try to reach those goals, probably you will influence the surrounding society more than you would if you would be realistic about
And
what
also
you
when you say, like, you want to see that people show that they are discontent, but then again, I mean, I feel, at least from my perspective, I feel that I see people showing discontent already. Like how many people and how and why.
More people.
More people.
I would again like to shift focus from two things. One of them is we are still, moving along the lines of this preconception that philosophy is necessarily this highbrow activity on the one hand, not something that is in certain ways already embedded in institutions, practices, and so on, so which also function through certain structures of certain rationalities and so on. This is one thing. And the other thing is that, for example, we talk about philosophy influencing the public, but what about certain groups of people that certain philosophies really do influence? For example, just two practical examples. On the one hand, you have Russian pro-Putin intelligentsia right now, which are, as far as I know, big readers of the Russian Belogardist philosopher Ivan Ilyin, which is this sort of collectivist political metaphysics, which according to articles I've read is extremely popular inside Putin circles. And then on the other hand, you have in America, a certain strain now of highly educated venture capitalists such as Peter Thiel or, for example, Elon Musk and people like that. I mean, for example, Peter Thiel was also René Girard's student, and he actually talks about how, René Girard's theories helped him to understand why Facebook was such an potentially important investment and so on. So we have two levels here that I think move us away from this sort of general public and its explicit rationality. On the one hand, the rationality that is already, whether people realize it or not, implicitly embedded in institutions, and on the other hand, the rationality or certain strain of philosophy that is being popularized in certain decision-making circles, for example, that are basically quite removed from what you would call the general public.
I wanted to say that maybe a good result would be, I have like really low expectations, but when I ask my students why did you enroll in this course, that they provide an answer. That would be a good result. When I ask somebody, why did you enroll in this course, and that person does not know how to answer that question. A good result would be that he or she knows to
Okay.
why does anybody do something that he or she does. That would be a good result. So I think the role of philosophy would be more like asking questions and not just providing solutions. Asking questions and teach people how to ask questions.
So there is a possibility it needs to happen that we can measure actually some of the outcomes that philosophy produces, if needed. So does anyone want to refute our call here regarding this detachment, for example, from the
Actually, I recently I heard an interesting argument which kind of defies everything that we are discussing about here now. And it says that, it tries to explain like why Donald Trump won, and it says that actually why people are turning like to extreme ideologies is because we, like the left wing, like liberal democracy values have won like, cultural battle in a way that they have become mainstream, and kind of that there is an international consensus on that liberal values are the ones that should be universalized. And that because we have won this cultural battle, this is why the other ideologies feel marginalized, and this is why they are turning more extreme.
If I may reply to this, I wouldn't go so far, or not even pretty near. Maybe I would be quite far away from the opinion that democracy and liberalism have won some sort of cultural war, except in a pretty minor fragment of the world for a specific historical period of time that is apparently coming to an end.